Namaste, beautiful souls, and welcome to another day of our 365-day healing rituals. It's been a powerful journey so far. Thank you so much for joining us all, and it's wonderful to be here with my beautiful mum, Zoe, one of our healers, and you would have enjoyed her crystal healing layout. Absolutely powerful video. I was the recipient of that crystal healing, and I can tell you I feel so recharged and so empowered, and so many personal messages came through. So we're going to continue on with some energy healing today, to do with another person, or you can simply do this with yourself. But also the theme of today is to send the energy down into our precious and beautiful Mother Earth. But the way that we can get energy charging, if we haven't done something like a Reiki initiation, which I do encourage you to do, but if you haven't done something like a Reiki initiation, it's as simple as attuning to your breath. So we're going to face our partner and just move into our full breath, get our spine upright, have our shoulders stacked over our hips. And this helps the Kundalini pathways to move upwards through the spine and open the chakras. So we'll close our eyes down, and we're going to inhale and draw the breath in through the nostrils, expand into the lower belly. Let the breath rise up and expand the ribs. Those ribs broaden out and draw up. The breath rises further still into the chest, lifts the collarbones as if the collarbones smile to the sun, and then we exhale, let go. Let the breath drain out of the chest, out of the ribs, so the ribs knit towards each other and settle back down. And then there's a natural emptying of the lower belly at the end of the exhalation. Now, everyone's got a different length breath, so just find what feels natural and right for you. You don't have to follow my instructions perfectly, but rather listen to the instructions so that you are indeed having that expansion of breath from lower belly, rising through to the collarbones, like the torso were a balloon that expands out. And then as you exhale, you're in effect emptying three chambers. So the three chambers are the chest. We empty with the exhale first, then that rib area, and then the belly area. So as you inhale, you're breathing from first chamber, belly, second chamber, that whole diaphragm area, and then third chamber, chest to collarbones. And just keep it going. It's important that we have the rhythm of the in-breath even to the rhythm of the out-breath. Many people like to count the breath, and that's a useful technique. But after some time, you find that you naturally settle into a sense of rhythm, and that equilibrium between the in and the out-breath is what creates the settling of the vrittis. The vrittis are the thought waves, can be likened to a pond, the calm surface of a pond. If we threw a pebble upon that pond, there'd be ripples, ritties, turbulence maybe, depending on the state of the mind. Now, nothing's right or wrong, but it is a wonderful experience to have the vritti settle. In yoga we say chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the restraining of the activities of the mind. So when we peer into the surface of the pond, we see our own divine reflection back, the true self, the shining self. And you can see the water behind us, the sound of the water trickling. So it's a good analogy for today, and maybe we can peer into the water and see our shining face as the godlet, the god or goddess incarnate here on the earth plane. So we'll open our eyes, and this is how we can get the energy charged up. We simply take our palms together and we rub vigorously until we get some heat. And then we can take our palms up. Now, if you don't have a partner to work with, you just simply take the palms together, but not touching. And then you should be able to feel some electricity, some friction running. So we'll do it again. We'll rub vigorously. And either your palms together with your partner or just with yourself. You may want to touch and then move the hands away and see if you can keep the energy connection. We might move back a little bit more. We can still feel the energy. And if we lose the energy connection, we're just going to do this again. And of course, the palms are minor chakra points. So it's a place where energy pours out through the palms. This is why Reiki, hands-on healing, is so powerful. You look at mums and dads when their children are hurt, they naturally just place their hands on that hurt area. It's an instinct in us to know how to heal with our hands. We'll move the palms back, see if we can keep the connection. We've really got a good connection there now, Mum. I can feel that one really pulsing through. Might even go further back. Now, once you've got that energy moving, you could then make an energy ball. So here we go, we've got the energy ball. I'm going to take the energy ball, Mum. I'm going to take it, pull it back. I'm going to throw it to you now. And then you can throw it back to me. I'm going to throw it back to you. It's like a big beach ball. Beautiful. And now, Mum, I'm going to throw that energy all the way over your crown and let it cascade. So you can drop your hands. And then there it goes. And all the way down and into the earth. And then I'm going to pick it up from the earth and I'm going to bring it up through my body. Up it comes. And it's coming over my crown. So you can have as much fun as you like. This is a great technique to do with your kids because kids do feel energy and they love playing with energy. You can come up with as many games as possible with that that energy exchange, throwing the energy ball, creating energy bubbles. You can even get out, kids love to get the blowing of the bubbles, because if you look up, particularly where we are today, so we've got the sun coming down on us, and because we're around the trees and seeing into nature, if you look up into the sun and then look around, you should be able to maintain the sense of the energy bubbles. And this is why it's good to use the bubble blowers, because you'll see what you're meant to be seeing as you look into the stratosphere, as you look into this hologram, this holographic reality that we're a part of. We're all interconnected by those energy bubbles. So sometimes you've got to let your gaze go out of focus a little bit, look around, see if you can pick up the energy. Then it'll train you to look back at a person, look behind them, see if you can see their aura, and then bring your gaze forward. Remember, use the peripheral vision and just start to work with energy and see energy and really appreciate the interconnectedness of all things. So we're going to, I'm not sure if the camera's picking up, but we've got some dragonflies around us as well, and they're red in colour, which is very interesting. So dragonfly energy, it's very powerful, and we can look also to it animal medicine. We won't do that today, but let that come through. What's the message for you with the dragonflies? Message coming through for me is they actually have 2 sets of wings. So what does that mean for you, Mum?
Well, they've got the power, haven't they, to drive forward and then to focus in on one thing. So they not only can fly forward, but they can actually hover and focus. So it's a great message for us to keep moving forward. Open your wings, fly. Don't just stay in one place. Fly, look around, and then when you need to focus, you can bring your focus right in and stay attuned to what you really need to be attuned to. It's also powerful sense of freedom to be able to do that, to move anywhere that you feel you want to. The other thing is, you'll notice we're at water, and these dragonflies are actually over the water. So it's like a mirroring effect that they have. And in fact, if we look down into this water, we can actually see ourselves reflected back. And that's a really good analogy to those we meet on our pathway and what they're reflecting back to us, because we are them and they are us. And it's a very powerful essence to understand and know that, because then we're not about division, we're about coming together and feeling unity in our world.
Absolutely beautiful, and yes, something always to remember, even the people that really bug us are also versions of ourselves, and how can we integrate that within ourselves? How can we love that aspect within ourselves? And that can be very challenging sometimes. You think, I'm not like that person at all. And it may be only a molecule within you that's still vibrating at that frequency, but you can still work on healing that and thereby transcending that and helping the collective to transcend that. And we're finding that we're in very dark times at the moment. And as I say that we're in dark times, we're also in the best of times. We're also in the lightest of times, because we've got opportunities to grow in consciousness. And Mother Gaia, who we're about to send some healing energy into, she is on an ascension pathway herself. So she'll take all the inhabitants that are choosing to go with her, that have done the inner work, that have risen and transcended their lower nature. And so there's many beings coming at us within the lower astral planes. But we can see that as a kind of phantasmagorical energy, but it's still aspects of ourselves. And those who are very spiritually minded, who are aware of the supernatural and the mystical and the ineffable, you often see the energy before you see the physical. And so I'm speaking to those people, when you know that there's beings around you that aren't coming from a benevolent place, it's okay, integrate that energy as well. It's aspects of who we are. We came to understand the opposite of true divinity. So the contrast is important. We don't have to be burdened by it, yet we also don't want to suppress it. We don't want to pretend it's not there and bypass. We want to integrate it when we want to rise up. Use it, harness it, and let's now do some healing energy for Mother Earth, because she does so much for us. Think about her as a magnetic feminine force. That magnetism helps us to rise. So when we connect with her, she naturally helps us to rise. She gives us this playground of free will, meaning we can become dark or light depending what we're choosing, and also depending on what the soul needs to learn in that particular incarnation. So we remove the judgment, but for those of us like Mum and myself, and for those of you who found your way to this video, you're now wanting to go on that ascension pathway. You're now wanting to purify yourself and move back to a state of grace. So let's get the hands rubbing together. Oh, I can feel that energy. And now we're just going to take it down and close our eyes, and out of the palms we're sending that energy down into Mother Earth. Now, oftentimes when we connect to Mother Earth in this way, we naturally find that the heart opens. Remember, magnetism will rise up and you'll feel it expand into the heart chakra. And sometimes you want to cry, because you realize just how grateful you are for this beautiful, lush playground that Mother Earth provides for us in the Earth School that we're having and we're a part of. And we often feel very sorrowful for what we've done to her. I can think of a time when I was little where I threw rubbish out the car window when I was in a state of anger. And for some reason that image or that memory always haunts me, because I certainly wouldn't do that now. But think about the way people trash the earth and just disregard the beautiful mother. And yet she is us and we are her. And we'll just repeat this mantra to ourselves. The mother and me are one. The mother.
The mother and me are one.
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 So it's a beautiful way just to connect to the divine feminine. We're all the divine feminine, the men included, and we're all the divine masculine. And we have these representations of the divine feminine and the body of Gaia, Tara, the beautiful goddess that she is. She's ever so patient, like any good mother, but she's ready now to ascend, and I know that you'll be ready to go with her. We've had enough of this third dimensional reality of wars and pain and anguish and torture and rape and hatred. And we've learnt what we need to learn, and we're going into a new vibrational state. And it's very exciting. But of course, as we do that, the darkness is going to encroach ever more. And so we need the mother more than ever to remind us of who we truly are. The divine feminine is a power that can, through the love codes, break free or break through any of the gross and grotesque negativity that's residing here. So as the energy goes down through your palms, I'm still feeling the heat and energy coming out of my palms. It's going to rebound up through your body. It's going to carry you through the cosmic gateway of ascension. And just in your mind, just Have a dialogue with Mother Earth. Let her know how you feel. Give her your thanks. And also then pause and allow her to whisper back to you a divine message. And we're coming back. So you may want to journal what your message was. For me, the message was to remember that there's many sacred portals that we can visualise for us in Australia. Uluru is one of them, but many other sacred portals around the world, volcanoes, waterfalls, anywhere that you can or feel naturally drawn to. Just do it in your imagination, or you may physically need to actually go and visit those places. But remember, they're portals that can take the energy down through the sacred song lines. The Indigenous call them the dragon lines. I absolutely love that term. And so those song lines, those dragon lines, will connect. It's all the crystalline grids. Again, because we just recently did the crystal healing with Zoe, it's another way to have a sense. She did the grid around my body. What are the grids like, the crystalline grids under the earth? How can we use those frequencies and those pulsations of energy? How can we add to that? And how can we heal from literally the ground up and rise us ever more into our ascension and into this next cycle of awakening? So enjoy. Namaste.
Namaste.